and welcome. My name is Stephanie Sudderth, and today we're going to be talking about what's next, how to prepare for graduation in the first few weeks of your new job. During this presentation, I'll have topics presented to you about how to prepare for graduation and how to apply for graduation from your college. It's just not an automatic process. You do have to apply. Melanie White says, now that you have graduated, just remember, bosses don't usually accept notes from your mother. What do you think of this quote by Melanie White?
I think it's hard because my mom, gives me out a lot of things, like when I miss school and stuff.
Yeah, that's very true. Do you think that your new employer will accept a note from your mother to let you get out of a day of work?
No.
No. Nowadays you have to go. Half the time they don't accept doctor's notes. You have to give them advance warning. So it's definitely something you have to consider, now that you're graduating college and moving on to your first real job. Do you think this statement that should be used during a graduation commencement speech?
Yes.
Do you think most kids would take the statement serious, or do you think it's just ha-ha funny?
I say ha-ha funny because they don't know.
Right, that's very true. And that's why you guys are here today. In the great quote of Dr. Seuss, out there things can happen and frequently do to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew, just go right along. You'll start happening too. So what do you think Dr. Seuss means by this quote?
I think it means you shouldn't stress and push forward through any troubles you have in life.
Right, and eventually things are going to start happening for you. You'll start coming into your own. You'll start growing. Very good. Do you think it can apply to starting your first job right out of college?
Yes.
Definitely. Whether you're starting your first job out of college or starting a new job after being in your current position for years, there are certain unwritten rules that you should follow until you assimilate to your new position. There are certain things that our new colleagues will expect from you, and making a good impression is very important. So, as a graduating senior, like I am now, you have to start preparing to apply for graduation. And you have to start seeing what resources are out there from your college to help you get that new job that you're looking for. As you can see here on the UNT website, you can go into your My UNT and they have a portal for graduating students, and you go in there and they help you at 9 months, 6 months, 4 months, 3 months, help prepare you to start finding the things that you need to do to prepare. My recommendation is definitely 9 months before you graduate, you need to get on there and start looking into what they have available. There's career center, resume writing classes. They do mock interviews at the career center. There's a lot of helpful tools to help you get that first job and help you get out into the workforce and make it a lot easier for you. So this is just a snippet of what actually, at 9 months, you log into the website, log into the portal. You guys will see that on all of your notes and your handouts that I passed out earlier today. 6 months before graduation, they want you to apply for graduation. That means that you have to go sit down with your counselor, and they need to run your degree audit to make sure that you have the correct hours and classes that you're even prepared to graduate. Just because you think you are doesn't mean the school thinks you are. And then once you graduate, they want you to go in and log in and sign up for the Alumni Association, because that's how the school can reach more students. They want you to donate money and help the school prosper. And once you go in and you start looking for jobs and you start applying, you're going to start going in for job interviews. And it's they have a really awesome at UNT program that you can sit down with people and do the mock interview so you are prepared. They want you to dress the part. They want you to be prepared like you're going on a real interview, and they'll ask you some real interview questions. That's one way I was able to land the position I have at UTC Aerospace, is by going on the mock interviews. You need to dress appropriately. You can't wear a t-shirt and shorts, no flip-flops. You need to be very business casual. Make sure nice shoes, no open-toed shoes, very minimal body piercings, tattoos showing, things of that nature. Arrive in good time. Make sure you're there at least 10 to 15 minutes early. Nobody's going to appreciate it if you're late. Body language. Make sure you don't sit there like this. You don't want to talk like this either. You want to move around. You want to keep things going. Expect the unexpected. Prepare for any situation. You don't ever know what's going to happen. And ask questions, because they want to know that you've been paying attention. Go in there at least with one question and do your research before you go into the job interview about the company you're going in to interview with. Your resume is very important. You want to make sure that you utilize your campus resources. Take part in all your campus has to offer. You know, like I told you, I went on mock interviews. They have resume writing classes. They have people that will help you write your resume one-on-one. There's a lot of campuses nowadays really do want you to go out there and get a good job, because that's how they build their alumni network. Okay? So writing a good resume is very important, and that's going to get your foot in the door to even go in for the job interview. Tara Godfellow shudders when she remembers how she acted at her first job out of college. She once chased a 50-year-old colleague up the stairs to get to their boss first to explain her side of the story. She impulsively quit her job over the phone, which is very, very immature. That's not how you need to act at your first job. You need to go in there, you need to act professional until you get the atmosphere of the job, until you learn what your colleagues and your boss expect. So once the excitement of securing your new job fades, the nail-biting nerves of starting it quickly set in. What are some ways to stop those nerves and start a job well? What do y'all think?
Be prepared.
Be prepared.
Be well addressed.
I'd say the same thing. Be excited.
Be in a good mood.
Don't overthink.
Those are good.
Be respectful.
Those are very good. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Thank you. Go a long way. Always shake their hand. Say it was nice meeting you. That goes a long way too nowadays. This means in order to succeed in your new job, you'll have to take the bull by the horns and make sure you're prepared to make a great impression. And that's on you. It's nobody else's job to make a good impression but yourself. So during the first few weeks of your new job, your colleagues and yourself are kind of testing the waters and seeing how you're going to react to certain situations and really trying to get to know you and see how well y'all are going to work together. So it's very important that the first few weeks you want to make that good impression. You're not trying to fool anyone. You're just being on your best behavior. Okay? Just like when you're little and your mom tells you, we're going to the doctor. You better be on your best behavior. That's what you need to do when you start this new job. But you also have to remember that not every job that you get is going to be a fit for you. Sometimes it's not the best ideal situation, and you do have to go out and look for another job and find another job. So sometimes you're going to have to make that change. You won't know until you get in there, and that's why doing your research before you go and go in for the job interview is very important, because a lot of times you can get their culture from the internet, see how the business runs. So like I said, you need to do your pre-work before you start your new job. You need to get online and you need to research what they have to offer, what their culture is, what is their mission statement, what's their vision for their company in 5 to 10 years. Nowadays, it's all online. It's on their social media. I mean, you have tons of access to everything going on their website too. So go on their social media account, go on their Facebook, go on their Twitter, go on their Snapchat. I mean, they've got it all out there. Then you can really get a glimpse of your company's ethics, their culture, their business practices. So you want to go in there ready to learn. It's very important to not take it for granted that you know everything. And a lot of times just graduating from high school, or you've been in the industry for a long time and you think that you know it all, which you very well might be a knowledge expert, but you have to still go in there ready to learn new things. So you want to spend your first few weeks on the job as if you're a journalist conducting interviews, asking more and telling less. So you don't want to tell everybody everything. You really want to soak it in and learn from them, because that's going to help them accept you more. People like listeners. They don't like talkers. So communication is very important nowadays, which nowadays, most communication's not done face to face per se, but from monitor to monitor, video conferencing, a lot of email, a lot of IM. That's how I communicate to most people, is I IM them, different companies. So it's very important to keep a professional demeanor when you're writing these emails, when you're writing these IMs. Even though IM is very informal, it still needs to have a professional tone, because people can get offended. And they can go to your HR department and you can get written up and get in trouble. So you need to keep it very professional, very upbeat as well. And also you need to figure out what people want to communicate. If they want to communicate through email, then you need to communicate through email with them. If they like talking over the phone, then communicate with them over the phone. A lot of people like emails because they are able to keep track of different conversations and go back and have evidence of the conversation and what went on. So you want to keep your personal matters and your opinions at home. Don't send out crude emails through your workplace email. Political things need to stay off of the workplace computer. Really just keep it